What it do, homies? We out here with some new Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun. Race War. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it because
White privilege by the white people that whoa, hold on, bro. The way you open this up already, like, hello? Oh, boy, I wasn't ready for that. You just came out firing. All right.
it's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists.
Teach them, right? Teach them. Kids are very, very impressionable.
Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women.
White guys, so essentially, transgender, yes.
The white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it because I'm not allowed to have pride in it because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gonna trip when they stereotype me.
Like he said that it made it his business, right? Where, I don't believe, well, first off, I don't believe anybody should be held accountable for the sins of their father, unless, I'm the type of mindset that I approach is that innocent until proven guilty, right? Because I'm always going to treat people with the same, and I might just be speaking for myself, not as a whole, but I like to treat people with respect unless they kind of show me otherwise, right? I also like to think for myself. So, I would never do something like that, like because your ancestor may have been colonizers, that automatically that makes it your fault, right? Automatically that makes it your business. You know what I mean? You couldn't be further away from what they were. You might be out here just trying to live your life and everything. Here I come. Or you must be bad because your ancestors was bad. You know what I mean? Unless I'm proven otherwise.
And rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it because I'm not allowed to have pride in it because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gonna trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Bite me. When I was younger, they taught me to never see color, to treat every man as if he was my brother. But now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover.
We never wake up and we never recover. That one is very powerful right there, right? Because if it completely happens where, they cause a divide, knock us out, and we never recovered, and the next time they do it, now it's a double whammy. Now we got people fighting these wars and everything, and they don't even know what they're saying, right? They don't. It's like to become a shell of them person. They kind of really wrapped up inside the violence, don't even know how to pull back. You know what I mean? It's a dangerous mindset to be in.
If he was my brother, but now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover. Call me culture vulture because I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks hate normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not.
I like that. He said it's good or evil. It's always good or evil. And then, of course, he said, called him Wicca and culture vultures because he's rapping and everything. And that's also kind of another thing that I found very weird because I'm a musician myself, or I might say a former musician. I'm not a rapper or anything like that, but I do play the saxophone. And it might be a little bit different, but I feel like it would be almost kind of like a martial sin for me to not dabble in other cultures' music, because I feel like I may be shortening myself, because at the end of the day, regardless of who founded what, music is a universal language, right? Anybody should be able to do it. It's music, and music by itself, there isn't anything wrong with music. It's the labels and stuff that we assign to music that makes it bad. It kind of reminds me of now this is always the case, but it kind of reminds me of back in the 70s and the 80s when hard rock started coming out. Now, obviously, it kind of got that bad stigma because was it the boomer ages and everything already kind of labeled it like devil worshiping and something like that. And I will say for their point that there were some songs that kind of was like that and everything. But there were also some really, really nice hidden gems. Like some of them had some fantastic stories, some knowledge, and there's some stuff that you would have never known if you kind of just write it off. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Tom's being a rapper. He found something that he's really good at. It's music is universal. So why can't he do it? Just because of his skin color? Is that the reason why, right? Why should I not listen to hard rock? It's because that somebody said that it's all these type of worshiping and stuff like that. I know how to kind of weed my way through those weeds and everything. Just let me be great. You know what I'm saying? Just let me rap. That's all I want to do. It's just music. This is a way that I found that I can express myself. And I'll be damned if what somebody else think is going to change how I'm going to produce my music. Because at the end of the day, people going to talk smack and then they're going to turn around and forget what they said to you. This is why you can't let things bother you, because they going to forget what they said to you and be on to the next one. And you sitting there stuck with what they said to you, and it's out here ruining your life. Right? That's why you got to have some thick skin out here, man. Because like you said, people, wars, bro. I kind of got off track there, but my bad.
Backwards, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks ain't normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation, and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong, don't want to see no man in pain. You white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents.
And the cycle continues. That's 100% what it is. I always tell people that everything starts from home. It all starts from home, man. If you seeing this stuff happen, it's because that's what's being taught in the schools, man.
They did not care, but you were never on a plantation, and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong, don't want to see no man in pain. You white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents. Get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
You know, I'm sitting here trying to think about the type of people that will be against this type of music. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the lyrics, and I like to think that I'm not too oblivious, right? That I'm not too ignorant of what's going on in the world, that to dismiss everything that Tom MacDonald is saying. But from what I'm hearing so far, he's actually making an attempt to unify people. Now, I'm trying to look at this from like a hater's perspective, and the only way that I can think is that the hate in you is so strong that you aren't even willing to listen, right? It's kind of like when the message is so great that you can't believe how great it is, so you try to downplay it, right? Like, I'm listening to what he's saying. How can this be bad? It's literally trying to unify people, right? It's literally telling you to set aside your differences and just treat everybody the same, regardless of, what your ancestors did. That there's obviously a divide that's been caused. Now, I look at this from another perspective. I do consider myself a Christian, and I consider myself a Christian, but I like to say a true Christian, because there are a lot of people who do things in God's name. You know what I mean? Who claim to be Christians, and then they do all these wrong things, and it pretty much kills the character of what a Christian is in other people's minds. So when people bring up Christian, they assume like hate and all that type of stuff. Well, true Christians love all, regardless of race, regardless of, like, even if there's disagreements, there's never any hate because of it, right? And the reason why is because, and I don't mean to go on a sermon or anything like that, but the reason why is because who are we to judge? It really all stems down to that. Who are we to judge? And then if you find that you are in that judging position, then what a high horse that you are on. What a massive high horse you're on. Because if the Lord can love everything, right, then you aren't greater than him, right? Now, obviously, this is not going to care much for people who don't believe anything, but that's just how I like to look at it. You know what I mean? Like, who am I to judge other type of people like I'm perfect, like I have all the answers, right? I'm going to love you regardless if I disagree with the lifestyle, or if I disagree with certain choices. That's all it's going to be. It's just going to be a disagreement, right? But the only hate that's going to stem from it is probably going to be from their mind, but it ain't from over here. Ain't from here. Still going to treat you the same. Still going to treat you like a basic human being, because at the end of the day, both our blood, we both bleed red, and we're both humans. So, you know what I mean? So, I got off track again. 10 minutes already. My bad, y'all.
If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25. Get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. True. I ain't feel no white guilt. They don't ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white lies don't matter. It's sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis white male, bigot, racist. He's a Nazi. That's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in they army. Your neighborhood's all gated and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them. That ain't gangster.
I mean, so the thing that he's kind of addressing here is that, obviously, if we got some things that's working, not some things, but things that's working against us. You know what I mean? But kind of reminds me of that TV show, The Boondocks, right? We all seen it and everything. Riley Huey. That was a genius TV show, mostly because of its satirical nature. Is that we were literally seeing the problems in the black community, and we were sitting there and we were laughing about it and everything. But I think the purpose of that TV show was to shame the community into hopeful improvement. But I think for the most part, we kind of just looked at the comedy of it and then just dismissed it when he was literally kind of just pointing out the issues. It wasn't just it wasn't just a black community. It was mostly black community. Had some other communities in there as well. But I just look at that every now and then. It's like we're sitting there having our jokes and laughing at, but were we really learning from what we were listening to, right? If we looked at that, and obviously there were some exaggerations, but some of them weren't. You know what I mean? We were laughing and everything. All of a sudden, why were we laughing without really realizing what was going on in that TV show? That we were literally laughing at ourselves and then just turn around and turning a blind eye to it. You know what I mean? Like these things don't happen, right? It is always easier to assign the blame on other, on anywhere else, right? Accountability is like venom to most people. You know what I mean? So, and I'm mostly just speaking from experience, because I know I've been in that type of situation, right? Where I wasn't raised in the most kindliness of neighborhoods and everything. But it did come to a point to where I had to make a decision about what I wanted to do with my life. And I still got, a couple of friends here or there that are still kind of living that type of life. You know what I mean? And I 100% would have been there right away if I didn't make the decision to kind of go to college, better myself. I'm a married man. I'm settled. I got 2 kids and everything. But I often think about that, right? And it all comes down to it. Life is just a whole bunch of choices and consequences. That's what it is. And the sooner that you can realize that you're kind of stuck in this loop, sooner you can start making these decisions that would do for better yourself, and hopefully, possibly better your community, the sooner you can kind of see that other side and kind of get out of that and kind of break that entire loop of continuous violence and everything. But it requires a little bit of more introspective. And I think that's where songs like this kind of come in, right? That you sit here, you listen to it, you absorb the information, and then you process it without any other type of outlining things kind of coming in and messing with your memory. But unfortunately, we kind of have like the culture where, the person who's the loudest is right. So I'm going to follow you. You know what I mean? And of course, nobody wants to be hated on social media. So it's not popular to have an unpopular opinion. And that's what creates sheep. So, but yeah.
Armies who think black America needs allies in their army. Your neighborhood's all gated and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them. That ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color turns of bones one day when you bury them. Whites and blacks are all the
Yep. That's kind of the same thing what I was saying.
Every color turns of bones one day when you bury them.
Yeah.
Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our grave. Just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win, everybody gonna see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed.
Yep,
I
we all
swear
believe
they
that, yeah.
want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
Oh, wait, I believe she shot the video. Good job. Yeah, and ultimately, I like to think that, let's say that, not let's say, but like I told you guys, I'm a Christian. And it's funny because you can sit here and you can go through all these arguments and stuff like that. But when you die, right, and you are presented in front of the Lord, and you just realize how all those little squabbles that you were just going about made no difference. No difference. I mean, if you can have that type of mindset right now, like, what am I even fighting? Why am I doing this? Does this better me at all? I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes I have kind of like an ignorant way of looking out on things, but it hasn't led me astray yet. You know what I mean? I like to say that I don't have any enemies. I don't have any beef. I don't have anything like that. It's because I just treat everybody with respect. So, so it all comes down to it. Just treat everybody like you want to be treated. But anyways, didn't mean for this video to be that long. At the end of this video, Dave's out.